That's weird. Let's change it to here. Okay, there you go. There's sound, I think. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yep. Okay, sound is going through. Should be going through. If it still isn't going through, that's too bad, I guess. This stream will just be with no sound. I'm pretty confident that sound is going through. Well, it's not like I have a procedure or anything. I should probably remove my jacket. I don't know. I think I'll remove it. There isn't really any video calls you can join, so too bad. Okay. Oh. I just came back from college, so this is still remainder from that. As you can see, I am not prepared, but it's gonna happen anyway. So, we have this. We have this. Wow, and the camera is... I think the camera might be a little bad. Hold on, let me wipe you real quick. The color correction, wow, it's really bad. And I have no idea how to adjust it, so... Too bad. Okay, well, here's box. Okay. It's opening time. Kind of a bad idea to open this from the side first, I imagine. That was a really bad cut. Oh. Man. There we go. Okay, I'm looking here. And let me grab the invoice thing off first. There we go. Let me read it. Oh, wow. That is, Weirdly enough, this was probably the most expensive purchase I've ever done, ever. As a student. Okay. Small piece of foam. And comes in a carrying case. And wow, nothing else. Okay, they really poured the confidence into this case. Oh, here's something neat. Plastic handle and metal connectors on the side here. And you have you can see it. The Smith & Roon logo right there. Camera is not going to focus, but you've seen enough anyway. Alright. Texture of the box, I actually do quite prefer. It's not velvety or anything. It's just woven fabric. Or whatever this is. I have no idea. But it's good, so there we go. My zipper anodizing is slightly chipped, but I don't really care. I just want to open it. I've been waiting, what, 11 months for this? That's pretty long, but now probably wait times are gonna be increasing in the hobby, so maybe this isn't so long. Oh, okay. So it's packed like this. Accessories are on top, and the main board and the brass artisan is just sitting in here, all free. Might not be a good idea to have it be free, but nonetheless, I think everything arrived okay. I bought an extra PCB, so I also got the original and the extra daughter board, which seems a little weird to have an extra, but I won't complain about an extra. I'll show that later. Extra PCB. I think the board came in with a brass plate, which is like, it's slightly bent, but I think I can just bend it back. Maybe. I don't know. Ow. That hurt. Anyways. I won't be using this. I'll be using this, which is so staggeringly much lighter. I've never worked with carbon fiber or any sort of carbon before, but here's a forged fiber plate. I'm not sure. Yeah, the effect does go through. Certainly the shimmering of the fiber makes this thing pretty cool. Has a cool effect to it, I think. Yeah, I have mine's about 1,087. Yeah, 1,087 plus tax and shipping and all that. Not sure if there's tax, but there's definitely shipping. I didn't buy like a gajillion extras or anything though. In terms of finish on the forged carbon here, I mean, it's not like perfect or amazing or anything. You can see right here, a few chips here and there, a few dings here and there. Ideally, let's see if we can get that to focus. It won't focus. It simply will not focus. So too bad. Oh, there it is. Ideally, in all of these plates, you want all of the switch holes ever so slightly chamfered. Ooh, yeah, 21% VAT. That's harsh. That sucks. But yeah, ideally you should have chamfered every single edge on this thing. But I understand that that's a pretty tall order. So, whatever. Yeah, the forged carbon is definitely not, like, perfect, but it'll work, I think. Most likely it'll work. Who knows? Whatever. I'll keep this in here for now. Along with all of this, let's see how this goes together. There you go. Now, there? Whatever. Okay. So, daughter boards. Oh, I got this as well. Okay. Cat, I've been saving up for a really long time for this board. I am not a rich person, mind you. I worked the hell out to get this board. And I hope it will be deserving of my money. Even if it isn't. I mean, if you really want to talk about it, I can always just sell it. If my financial situation becomes way worse. There's always that. A bunch of screws. Several different sizes. I'll need to work out which goes where, but shouldn't be too hard. Of course, the Canon key sticker. Are these for the feet, or are these for the inside pour-on strips? I think it might be the latter. Judging by the size, yes, probably the latter. Seems to fit fine. Might be for both though. You have 12 strips and you only needed 6 inside. Maybe it's like a 6 on both sides of the gasketing though. And 2 PCBs. Actually, I do want to take a look at this. Ah, Wow. One, it's purple. Or blue or whatever. Two, it's actually still sealed. Like, it's not common that you can open a PCB up like this, but here I am. I've never done this before, actually. Usually it's cut for me, but hey, it's a fun experience. Why not? Oh, not quite. This might... There we go. So, it's... Oh, it's purple. Man, this is something. Eventually, I'm gonna have to drill a hole in this thing. And, looks like the tracing will allow me to drill holes in it. So, drill a hole in it and make it work. So, that's good. Because everybody somehow decides that... Ah, yes, Alps pinouts are totally exactly like MX in layouts, right? So let's just put a 1.25, 1.5 step caps lock and not worry about the much more common 1.5 to 1.75 caps lock. So this PCB doesn't support like the most common Alps keycap caps lock. So unfortunate, as well as the Alps ISO enter, so there's that as well. Pretty much the only board you're going to be able to use, there's only a few Alps cap sets that have like 1.25, 1.75 and ANSI or big ass enter. Not a lot of sets out there, I don't think. That's Alps electric anyway. The back of the PCB, it's not bad actually. The chips right here, STM 32 something something, I don't know. And there are some marks over here. Man, my camera is struggling. Whatever. Some marks for probably shorts and this one I will need to have shorts, and there's labels for ISO enter or ANSI enter stabilizers. Smith plus Rune, Smith and Rune, Gondolindrum. You'll probably not be able to read this text. It says Iron180 PCB version 1.0.3 in parentheses 19.11/2020, so 19th of November 2020. Designed by Gondolindrum for Smith and Rune. Quote, I am an engineer. I don't care for aesthetics. Well, aesthetics-wise, this is pretty good. They maybe could have, it's more of a production thing, but they really could have rounded this thing a bit more, I think. The PCB snap-outs are a bit obvious on this PCB in particular, but it's not like I care, and it's not like it matters that much anyway. So there's the PCB. If only I can put this back. There you go. It's easy, actually. Okay. Now's the moment like 3 of you are waiting for. It doesn't snap back. It doesn't snap back. Way better than the Mode 80 already. Wow. I don't need to fidget with that thing for like 2 minutes. Great. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna lift this up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna... Wait a minute. It's stuck in there. Uh-oh. Let's see. How do I get you out without ripping the fabric? Oh, they slightly glued it in. Okay. I can definitely hear some sort of adhesive popping off. Oh yeah. there's that. Not sure what happened here, but... Oh! That's unfortunate. Oh! The adhesive that's holding these two pieces of foam together, the bottom and the sides here, it got stuck to the fabric. So, oops. Well, whatever. It's not like they can fix it anymore. Things are being shipped out. I'm not like a... No, I'm not like a prototyper or anything. Okay, so here it is. The Iron180. Wow, this thing sits lower than I thought. It's amazing, actually, because I do like this. It's a heavy boy. I don't think I actually have a scale that can actually measure how heavy this thing is, because it overloads it. But okay, well, here's the top. I'm already staining the brass with my fingers. Here's the sides. Yeah, it looks kind of standard. Not sure about the graphite and my brass choice. Not sure if these two colors go together that well, but I don't care, I guess. It's brass. And here's the bottom. Smith & Rune logo in something. I don't know what. Huh. Well, there's always screws in here. So what are all these screws for? There's like a jillion of them here. I don't think I'm going to use all of them. Well, I don't know. Well, okay. Wow, that's sharp. Okay, so, a few things. Some of these edges, some of these corners are sharp. So where the graphite part, where the top case and the bottom case meet on this lip right here, except for the USB-C part, this whole entire lip is not chamfered. All of it's completely sharp. It will cut you if you try. If you try hard enough, it will definitely cut you. This whole edge here, of course, is also not chamfered, but that's more reasonable. This thing, though, you do run your fingers over it. You do feel it trying to cut you just a little bit. The rest of the board seems very fine, though. Certainly a nice board to have. Let's see, let me do this real quick. There we go. And this is is that offset? No. Okay. I don't know what. Oh, I don't know why it was this way, but these three screws. Right? These three screws. They're collinear. They're not on the same line, but it's crooked. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but nonetheless, that is what it is. That's how it is. Okay. Okay, I do wonder. Actually, I will disassemble this thing. There are a few... Oh, actually, before that, before I do this, I also bought the artisans. So, graphite one comes with the graphite. I bought the E-white version because it might look neat for this board, really. And I also brought the brass artisan. However, how do I open this thing? Let's take a knife to it. Ooh. Oh. Mm-mm. Savoon definitely did a nice job in the packaging. Opens up like that. Seats right in there. Seats on the edges of the inside of the cap, not on the stem. Plenty of hole for the stem. I'm a little worried, not gonna lie. There are threads. Probably because from the manufacturing, there are threads in the middle of this stem. Now, is that gonna wreck stems? I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't wreck the switches that I'm going to be using for this board, because I value the switches on this board more than using this thing. Also, you know, Savoon, you did great, but seriously, if it will focus, I think you've already seen this already. It's literally not centered. It's not centered. What the heck? Why did you do this, Savoon? I hope it's not on purpose. Because when you compare these two... When you compare these two, you can definitely see that, yeah, something's a bit off with the brass artisan. Something's just a little bit off, huh? Well, I can't get it to focus, so... That's... There we go. You can see something's just a little off. Literally off-centered. And down towards the left. What more can I say? What more can I say? I mean, I'm certainly critiquing this thing in every single possible way. Mainly because I do care about it. And also because, perhaps not to others, but to me, this is a big chunk of money. I mean, I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got the board. This is just an artisan. I'll probably never use it, but nonetheless, I still have it. Really is like a materialism thing. You gotta have all of it because it comes together and everything. This though, I'm not sure if this is ruined. The fabric definitely was pulled. The fabric was torn just a little bit from this. Yeah, this is kind of bad. This is pretty bad, actually. Yeah, this is practically unusable. Practically unusable. Okay, whatever. We can move on to opening this thing. So, few questions that I will ask after I open this thing. I think it's this one. Yep. Very cool. Uh-huh. Okay, non-magnetic screws. Not sure how I feel about that. Because I can't grab this out. Whoa, what the? Wowee. Wow, I've never seen something like this before. Big ass shaft. Wow, I really have never seen anything like this before. I'm no machinist though. Maybe more common than I think. There you go. Okay. off? In theory, this just comes off, but how do I take it off? Okay, I can press from the bottom and it squeaks, so it's a kind of a tight fit. There. Okay, this is how you do it. Oh, the sticker's falling off. Okay, well, I guess I'll be wiping this thing. Wiping the label. It is quite a fit. Comes out like this. There we go. So the pouring strips go behind here. There are grooves inside. You can put the pouring strips on. You'll probably need it. But, I mean, what am I to say? I haven't seen any imperfections so far, so that's good. Now on here, do you have to cut the pouring strip here? What's going on with this? Because pouring strip just goes over it. Are you supposed to cut it? Or are you supposed to just leave it hanging? I'm thinking the latter. Or I'm thinking the former, rather. The former. But I don't know. In my build, I'm going to cut. I'm thinking of cutting it. But I really do not know. If anybody can tell me, that would be great. I do want to figure out why it's offset like this. This is really weird. Why would they do that? Takes a slightly smaller bit. Oh, these screws are tiny. Oh, and they fit rather well to my screw bit. Okay. What wants to come off, but there you go. I can't grab it out. Well, here's a bit of an issue. There we go. There you go. And the Smith & Rune logo is totally smeared. There we go. It's off now. Okay, there are a gajillion screws in the back of this thing. Oh! Okay, well that makes sense. They leaned it towards one way because of how the logo's designed, and they have it on the edge. That's actually making it more risky. So they actually put the screws where the intersections are because it's a little thicker there. So you have more metal to work with. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Pretty good to know. I do wonder if you can make this thing glow. Wouldn't that be something? If you can make this... No, it's a good piece of polished metal. I don't know if this is... I think it's steel. Might be aluminum. Probably the latter. If you can make this thing glow, if you can have underlighting underneath this thing, and the light shines through, that might be pretty amazing. However, it's pretty tight, so maybe it's simply not possible. Anyways, I think that's a good observation. I think that's a interesting observation I've just made. Interesting idea. If anybody wants to do it, they can. Probably not me, though. Okay, well. I have to put this thing back now. And that was half an hour. So that's a bit of time. Wasted. Maybe. I don't know, I guess I do enjoyed it a bit, so it's not really waste. Not sure if you guys are hearing my mumbling, but I do mumble. I do mumble quite a bit. Uh-oh. Did I strip it? Oh, sure did. Oh boy. Stripped a screw. That sucks. These are aluminum heads, I imagine. And I've just stripped it, so... I've stripped my screw. So don't open this thing. I warn you. Don't open this thing. Hello, hello. Oh, man. Yeah. That's a serious critique. These screws do strip pretty easily. My S&R logo doesn't shake, so that's good, but I'll probably never take this thing out ever again. I don't think I even can. But, okay. Not sure what this hole's for, but I guess we can start building it. First thing, I don't know where to start. It's not like I have built that many keyboards, and they all have different procedures. So who knows? For me, though, I think I'm going to start with actually putting the rubber foot on this thing. Yeah, weird choice. Perhaps. Maybe. But I think having it on would be nice. The rubber feet are not blocking any screws. And they fit nicely. Very nicely. That's a bit too nicely. You have to really be careful with it, though. Into the holes here. Oh, you'll know. I've built my 10 keyless boards with the same switches and pretty much the same keycaps over how many builds now? Actually, no, it's only like 3. You'll know. This might become the most expensive Iron180. It just might. It seriously might just be the most expensive Iron180. But it's simply what I have. It's what I like to use, so I don't really care about the numbers. Certainly vintage, yes. Okay. That's on there. No, well, I do want to build this thing with Alps eventually. But getting an Alps plate made is a bitch. Well, mainly because I don't like FR4 with Alps. So I need to choose something else. And there's not a lot of other choices out there. And even when you have those choices, you do need to go through quite a few steps to get those plates. Like when I get an aluminum plate or carbon fiber, both of those will take a bit of effort for me to get it and a bit of money that I don't have. So it'll have to wait. It'll have to wait. But yes, this screw is totally stripped, and I have no way of getting it out. So if you're watching, yeah, be warned. Be warned about the screw inside here. You might fuck it up. Okay, well. I'll put the board to the side because I've just realized that I have not prepared the stabs at all because I've used them in another build, so I gotta use new stabs. You have to wonder though, like me building something like this, it's certainly not something that happens often. Mainly because I usually don't buy this stuff. It's way too expensive. And I'm just not into that. I'm usually not into customs. I'm usually into vintage keyboards. And, well, nonetheless, I'm here. Looks like some of these stabs have already been used. I'll re-loop them. Make them a little better. It's good, though. It's all good. This is not used. This is not used. No, it's not used. This is definitely used. This is not used. This is definitely used. And I need one more. I think that's that one. Alright, go to bed. Go to bed. Bye. This will be a VOD, so you can watch it later if you want, but who knows. Now what? Really, now what? I have no idea. I guess I should... I should be a little more prepared. One is PCB. Ow. The bag really does cut you. It's pretty sharp. And the plate, which I will be using forged carbon for this one, because why brass when you have forged carbon? Really light board. I guess you can want to use brass. That weird lingo there, but you can want to use this. To make the board a little bit heavier, if you're so inclined to do that sort of thing, but I mean, you're not going to be moving the board much anyway, so why does it matter? So this. Here. These stabs are lubed. But how lubed? I have no idea. Once again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, these. Oh, I could. No. I could have known. Because they have the screws already screwed into the brass inserts that are in this thing. These are, I believe, Novel Keys Ultramarine stabs. I bought like months and months ago. I've bought 2 sets and I haven't had to use them permanently at all. I still have the 2 that I bought. So if that tells you anything about how my collection of customs and my rate of building them, there you go. I guess I should unscrew all of these. They're nice though. Brass insert, like, I mean, I'm coming from a different age, maybe an older age of customs and custom parts. But gotta really appreciate the brass inserts in this thing. It's nice. It's nice to have. Also, I just remembered. I need my washers. Because this is gonna short. This is definitely gonna short some stuff. And I don't have that. So what do I do? Let's see. Maybe, actually, no. You know what? I'm fine. I don't need washers. I'm pretty sure I don't need washers. I'm being a little risky, but I'm pretty sure that I don't need washers. I'm not going to be shorting anything in particular. I certainly don't recommend it. I recommend that you use washers, but I just don't have washers. There you go. There's the last one. This build will not be, I mean, like the stream, this build will probably not be the most, not not luxurious. It'll be luxurious, but professional. Yeah, let's use that. It won't be the most professional thing. Oh, actually, no. You will need. Yes. I think you do need washers. Definitely. You definitely do need washers. For the ANSI enter. What's the word? ANSI enter stabilizers. The holes are right over the LED, the ISO key, next to the ISO enter. So you'll need washers for that. But for the rest, I don't think so. So I'm just going to continue. While I do this, I do need to come up with a way to put that on, because I have no idea. I don't think I have any washers. I mean, no, I do. But it would be really weird for me to just loot it from there on to use on this thing. Come on. Please! Go in a hole! Please! There you go, there you go. There we go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm back. So, I usually don't use these Novel Keys Ultramarine stabs. I usually use OG Cherry Screw-ins. That's just what I've been stuck with, but I don't have any more of them, so I'll use these. And these, I believe these are from KBD fans, from like my KBD 8X Mark II. They came with stabs, and they came with washers with them. And these are the only washers I have. These are... I'm looting washers from a stabilizer. Oh man. What have I become? Have I gone down that low? I guess so. Well, whatever. That's done. Now, hopefully you won't need this for more than one. Oops. Excuse me. Oops. Oops. Well, good thing this thing is made out of metal. I just hit my case with a chair. There we go. Okay, let's inspect this a little more. ANSI, okay, you need one here. You won't need one there. You won't need one there. You won't need... You don't need one there, and you don't need one there. You don't need one there. So you only need one washer for this thing, but you do need one washer. So if anybody's listening and has bought an Iron180 and is waiting for theirs, or it's already arrived and just don't have time to build, that's something that you really should pay attention to. You do need a washer to build this thing. It will go on the left stabilizer of the ANSI enter key. You're building an ANSI. If you're building this in ISO, you don't need it. But if you're building this in ANSI, yeah, you will. So keep that in mind. Of course, in every build, you would want washers in every single screw that you have. And washers are a good thing to have. But I can totally understand that that can be a bit obsessive. Is obsessive the right word? I think it might be the right word to use with this, actually. It'd be a bit ridiculous to use. As you can see, this hole, that hole, is right next to the LED. So, either, if you're going to use screw-in stabs, metal screws, then you would want to put a washer on this stabilizer. If you're going to use clip-ins, well, you don't need to worry about that. Though I'm not sure who even uses clip-ins. Like, who? Anyways, they're... putting every single step on this build is difficult. Every step. I'm complaining. No, it's just sarcasm. It's not that difficult, but it does take a while. And it genuinely does take a while. So you have to hold it at the bottom, screw it in from the top, but screw doesn't want to line. There you go. All right. Very nice. I think I lost 2 screws. I think I might have lost 2 screws. Hold up. How many stabs in here? 4? Oh, the extra 2 screws in here. Everything's fine. Where's the washer, though? There it is. Sup, Photech? I am finally building a board. And the commentary is real. I'm trying to talk like every cell away, but man, it really is a lot of talking. Like, certainly I don't do this often. I don't build keyboards often. I usually just clean and put the caps back on my vintage keyboards and call that done. Maybe occasionally I'll desolder the board and, maybe put some other stuff on, but fully building from the bottom up, not something I usually do. It's only like my 4th time. Dude, you know what? Blame this on Vic, alright? Because, like, Iron180 is cool, but I definitely would not have known about them before Vic told me about them. Because he has, who knows? I'm not sure how deep in the circle he is, but he's pretty deep in. And, I see him post on, Discord and Facebook and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Iron180 and like Smith and Rune folks, they're pretty cool actually. They seem like cool guys, so I'm gonna support them and I'm gonna buy one of their boards. And when time came, joined Canon Keys raffle and got it. So so now I have this thing. And it's actually mine. And it's not... No, it's actually a custom that I not only possess, but own. More times than not, I've had customs that are just for proxying. But this is actually mine. For once. And yeah, I180 is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Seems like a good board so far. Although a little... No. Yeah, you weren't here. This is forged carbon. Forged carbon fiber, I guess would be the proper term. I'll be using, like, the only switches that I, like, have in terms of MX. That's not, like, bad or if I've already used it. I guess I'll tell you this. This is probably going to be the most expensive Iron 180 out there. Yeah. I mean, it's literally the only Switch that I have. Clearly, my Switch choice is for MX anyway. It's not much. I don't have that many MX Switches. It would no. It would have actually been nice for me to put like pewters in this thing. I do have to think about it again. Like pewters, no, I'm hearing good things about them. Never had them, never tried them, but if they feel like vintage brown, that's pretty good then. That goes in. That goes in like that. Snug fit, but it's not pressing on the stabilizers or anything, so that's good. Really quite a snug fit. Wonder what surfaces it's hitting. Oh, it's just hitting. Actually, oh well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, what else? Snapped, done. You know what? Let's put the porn strips inside the board. It's probably a better thing to do. 'Cause hold up. There you go. That probably did not improve anything, but whatever. Okay, porn on you. This is pretty heavy though. There you go. I imagine it's pretty simple. Thick ass porns strips. And really, the adhesive's rather strong. This might take a while. Okay, so there's space. So there's some space. You know, the porn strips are probably made too short on purpose, but I'm a perfectionist and I like things to be perfect, and clearly it's too short for me. Too bad, I guess. I have to deal with it. It's not like I can do anything about it. There, I imagine. That's probably good. That's not good. There you go. Alright, very cool. I guess I'll deal with this one last. I'm definitely doing things out of order, but I'm trying to save the exciting stuff for last. So, doing the boring stuff first. Can you remove this thing and put it back? I think you can, so that's good. I hope the tolerances on the side of this thing is not, like, tight. I hope it's not ridiculously tight, because then there's going to be issues. Definitely. I want to make sure these are the same length. They are not. Wait. Maybe it's just stretched. Is that a bad premonition? Am I using the wrong porn strips onto the board? I don't think so, but... Okay, I think it's okay. I think everything's okay. I would like to believe that everything's okay. And certainly assert my belief upon you that everything is okay. Because I believe that everything is okay. Although, like, this looks kind of ugly. Of course, this is inside the board, but like, come on, it doesn't line up perfectly. There's no like middle marks or not anything. It's just there. It's not perfect, and it annoys me just a little bit. Well, whatever. Okay, so this thing. What do I do with you? There you go. I hope that's good. Stick that back on. And that's fine. I say to myself, it's actually not fine at all. It's actually quite a bit misaligned. But it'll do. I can't dwell on it forever. I simply can't. Okay, pour on strips on the case. Bottom case, done. Where's my top case? There's my top case. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. This is going to be quite a bit more difficult. How much longer is this thing? Strands from there to there, so here, there to there. Have like a teeny weeny gap there. Imagine like, yeah, the closeness of your pour-on strips on the board is going to affect how this board sounds. I mean, that's a bit stretched, but like, yeah, it'll probably affect just a wee bit. Who knows, though? Taste is subjective. You may like it, and others may hate it. Or dislike it. They probably won't hate it. I mean, if you really hate something, like that's... Now, hate's a strong word. Certainly other people have said that before. Or like despise it with every cell of your being. Then you may consider, yeah, you might be hating this thing. But like, discomfort, mild discomfort, maybe a dislike is probably what you're looking for. Oh, well, this is a little bit messy. My nails are scraping the inside of this thing and it's leaving my nail particles. It's a simple brush off, but nonetheless, I am literally filing my nails with the case. I will have to brush that off before I build this thing, I think, before I assemble. But yeah. Be a quiet, serene moment. I got time. I have plenty of time, actually. think that's the way to go. Putting it on one side and then just dragging it to the other side. This thing is a dust magnet, I think. Just gonna be a little bit of a dust magnet. Because my nails are gonna be scratching this thing ever so slightly, and it's gonna leave nail particles right on it, and I'm gonna have to brush it off. Really is a bit of a hassle. Anyways, what? So I have the case like built, and now I have the PCB and the plate and everything. So I think it's time to put my switches on. I mean, for those who know me, the switch choice isn't gonna be very interesting. It's not gonna be very new, figuratively and literally. It's certainly something that I've used before, and it's definitely something that is not new. Oh, me buying new switches? No way. What have I, like, seriously, what have I bought that's, what switches have I bought that's new? The latest one would be like Novel Keys creams, or like Gat Linears, or like Sakurios. I think that's it. I really haven't touched on new switches much. Okay, time to put the switches on. Okay, here's the switches. Here's some Hearsay Clears in a dusty dusty case. I can dust this off, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So Hearsay Clears are what I've used in my 10 keyless builds for... This must be the third build with these same switches now. It's not like it's impressive. For me anyway, because like, why bother? Why are you building the same board, or same switches in like 3 different boards? Why? You should be changing some stuff. Like, come on, have some variety. But I'm here like, oh, well, it's what I like. It's the smoothest switch that I have. And the spring's pretty nice, so who am I to complain? I think there, yeah. Yep. This key will need to go here. Especially. Well, I don't have much to say. So let's just pop some switches in and start building, I guess. I do keep my switches in a case. It's pretty weird, I know that, but these Hearsay Clear switches are from 2 batches, and their smoothness differs. So I want to put the smoother switches in the places that, in the keys that I use more, because then overall experiences become better. So I don't need to worry about scratchy switches or anything. But, I mean, it's still new old stock. And the other ones, and the better ones, new old stock, worn in a clean room, so, like, yeah, it's pretty good. We'll say the switches do pop in fine, but, I believe yeah, ooh. I don't know what powder that is. The forged carbon leaves a bit of powder on the switch housings when you put the switches in. And usually it's like, whatever. But this is forged carbon fiber. Like, no, it's carbon fiber. You really shouldn't be inhaling this stuff. So, something to warn. Oh yeah, MX lock on caps lock, because why not? It's what I've always used, so whatever. They do pop in nice though. We'll say that. So far so good. So far a good building experience. I believe the holes in the PCB are actually for cherry switches, not for Gatoron, which is good because they are slightly different, and there are some issues regarding that because they're slightly different. Cherry switches, I'm not sure if this is the case anymore, but back when I was building my other board, Gatoron switches would rather Gatoron, what's the word? I'm losing my words. Gatoron switches have slightly bigger PCB mount pins. And when you make it in tolerance to Gatoron switches, well, cherry ones are going to be too loose, and the PCB alignment pins are going to be worthless, because you still have to align them, even when using alignment pins. I'm not sure what the situation, what the consensus the community has come up with nowadays, but back in my day, that used to be an issue. I mean, I'm saying back in my day, but it's not that long ago. Really. So here's a clear gape the center of stems. They work fine. No, the caps will still work fine, but they do gape the center of the stems just a little bit. Now I'm fine with that. I'm content with that. But not all people are. So you'll need to know that. Let's see, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's put F8 on. It's a bit of a coordination because, like, I want to keep every switches and where they were on the previous board. I even have them all in a. I even have them all in a what's the word? Cap tray, so that yeah, they don't get mixed up. I can just align them real easy, real nicely. So it would defeat my purpose of putting this in here if I were to just mix it up and misplace my switches. Yeah, I'm probably the nuttiest one here. Skip 2. It's a lot of switches. What the hell? What the? Not that one. There we go. And let's put this on. I'm only putting some switches in first, and then I'll solder. And then I'll put more switches in. I think that's a good way to disperse and put the PCB onto the assembly before putting all of the switches in. I think it's rather crucial. I'm not sure of the effects though, but I certainly want every switch to sit down right to the bottom of the PCB so that there's no air gap in between and causing weird sounds. So that means I'm gonna have to press it in every single time, and this is gonna help me a bit with that. So let's put some here. Let's put one here. That is this switch. So I do use a caps locking switch for the caps lock, but actually don't use the locking for the scroll lock. I don't know. Having it on the scroll lock seems very redundant. Very redundant. I mean, having it all together is redundant. No, whatever. But I mean, these switches are smooth. They are very smooth. I do like them a lot. I believe they are. I believe hearsay clears may be slightly progressive linears. I like them like that. Stock springs, why would you change them? You're a heretic if you do. Okay, I'm gonna put this one on. This one and this one and this one. Oh, this one I will need to align it just a bit. And gotta make sure all these switches are actually in the plate proper. I believe they all are, but just to be sure. It's good to check. Yeah, it's definitely good to check. Wow. Here's the problem. I'm not sure if the plate has clipped onto the switches. It's a little bit of a I'd say a bad time, but whatever. I think everything's okay. So far, so good. This PCB is actually rather thick. I think 1.6 mils. Move that over. I need my cable. Let's move this out of the way. At least put it in the case so it doesn't get mixed up. My chair squeaks so hard. You can probably hear that. Okay, I will do everybody a favor by moving out my desk mat and my solder, because I usually don't. In terms of treating my desk mats, I'm probably the worst at it, because I use my desk mat as a desk mat, like protecting against, solder and melting my table. Not the best way to do things. Also, wow, my camera really does have trouble. My skin looks sort of purple with correcting the lighting, and I have no idea how to actually properly take care of it. I don't think you can do anything to it, so you're gonna have to deal with it. A slightly purple hued slightly purple hued camera. Something's already burning. Yeah, this is Janktopia right now. There you go. And 10 leads. This soldering gun has seen better days, I'm sure. Oops. I'm using hearsay clears, Kenneth. I think I need to tint the leads just a wee bit. Okay. Time to solder. I'm honestly kind of feeling a little bit uncomfortable soldering on this thing. Mainly because the switch is actually light enough that I can't put all the pressure. I guess I'll need to move in a bit. Really need to make sure this is seated down onto the bottom properly. I feel like I will need to make absolute sure. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. It's a terrible idea. Let's not do it like this. Okay, there you go. I actually bent one of my switch pins, but I can bend it back up from here, so I guess that's okay. There's not going to be a lot of commentary. I'm going to be dead quiet. And there's no music, so there's that too. Because I'm just focused and in a meditative state doing this. Top row done. Very cool. So far so good, I think. Also, I haven't tested this PCB at all. Future me, I hope I did not jinx that for you. I haven't tested this PCB and I won't be doing it until I'm completely done building. It's just Valhalla. Oh man. Okay, let's see here. I can do this a little quicker, I think. Out. Ow. The flux is literally flinging back towards me. second row done. Oops. Wrong roll. I actually don't like it when I have it like that, so I'm probably the first person to desolder a board. There you go. Well, desolder is fine, I think. You know, I just noticed. I thought the PCB was going to be red. Because the picture shows it was red, I believe. I thought it was going to be red, which is, you know, pretty neat, but I didn't expect purple, though. Certainly didn't expect that, but... Well, purple and gold, or, you know, copper. Pretty cool, I think. Pretty good look. Oop. Okay. And, here. Again, if you're here somehow, I don't know how. Wow. You can really bear with me, huh? I mean, certainly nobody right now is watching the stream, I can tell you that. And I think somebody just joined. But like, how are you bearing with us? Seriously, there's no commentary, there's no music. You're just here. Why? I'm not even talking or doing anything interesting. I'm just soldering a keyboard, man. Why are you here? Why are you here? Oh, sup, Marco? Why are you here? I'm just soldering a keyboard, man. Why? Totally nothing interesting or anything, yeah. Marco is my IRL friend who just joined in. So there's that. It's only you, though. Oh, I believe there might be somebody else. But whatever. Please don't dox me. Oh, actually, you know, this is gonna be interesting. I can actually put the LEDs in the MX lock. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, but I can if I want to. One of these days I will. One of these days. I have no idea which day, though. Having a locking caps lock and an LED on the caps lock would be really nice. Well, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. If you're still here, I don't know if you're still here. Might have left for all I know. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. kind of tricky soldering on the corners of these PCBs when you actually have to press down on it to make sure the switch is down right to the bottom of the PCB. Not a move I'd like to do often, that's for sure, because your fingers are pretty close to the actual soldering that you're doing. No, hot metal. The hot metal rod that you're holding with your other hand. You gotta be real careful. So I'm also reading exclusively YouTube chat. So who knows if somebody's been commenting somewhere else. I don't think anybody is though. So whatever. Okay, we can continue. In there. I hope that's down to the bottom. I simply do not know. It's weird seeing these labels on the actual PCB itself. Like 7 unit spacebar and 6.25 unit spacebar goes here. Like, do you really even need it? Come on. Is it really that hard to figure out? So hard that you need to put the label on the actual PCB. I guess I can understand it for like a PCB mount build, I guess. I guess there's something there. But still, like... I don't know, man. I simply don't know. Good joint? I think that's a good joint. Good enough anyway. Okay. Some desoldering is now done. But only some. Not all. It's time to put the rest of the switches in. Switches on. practically hoping that none of them is bent. Some are, but not all. And I can always just bend it back, no bee. Mainly, like, I really do need to make sure that all of these switches actually clip onto the PCB. Because, like, really need to make sure before soldering. Perhaps it's just me being very picky, but I think it's crucial. Because if the switches aren't aligned and not in the plate properly, your caps won't be aligned. In fact, it can't be aligned unless the switch is aligned. And I'm very, like, almost to the point of pettiness or pedantic. That, like, yeah, your switches have to line up perfectly. At least perfect enough that even with like a 1 minute glance, you wouldn't be able to tell. Seems okay though. Overall, this forced carbon plate is working pretty well. I am a little bit alarmed by the fact that like some of the carbon does scrape off by the switches being pressed in, and it can cause some dust inside there. I mean, it's not gonna get into the switches, but like, you don't want to breathe this stuff, so I'm kind of alarmed by that. But I think everything will be okay. Wait. Oh, you're fine. There you go. It's not, it simply isn't Kedrick. This is, something slightly pricier. Actually, I would like to have some rock palm, actually. I haven't tried it. I don't think I've even tried it at a meetup. I don't think I've ever been to a meetup that has rock palm. I think it came out after the pandemic, so I wouldn't have been able to try it. But, yeah. I think drop palms are pretty neat. It's something new to the table. Something really nice that's new to the table. Apparently to most people, they're really nice. But, well, I haven't tried them, so I don't know. I won't be using that one. Girthy, in VIA, you can just have locking caps lock, I think. It doesn't take much to code some... It doesn't take much to have a locking caps lock, more than just the switches actually be locking. So, software-wise, it's really easy. VIA QMK, they have a separate thing for that. I think all of the switches are clamped in nicely. Very nice. I think every single switch is on. So now it's time to desolder everything. Or solder everything, not desolder. I don't want to desolder this thing yet anyway. I don't need to. Alright. Time to do more soldering. Oh yeah, you European people, actually everybody else except in the United States pretty much are waiting for the Iron180, so it's not just you, but I did. I mean, I certainly do have an advantage. Not a lot of, no, what, 200 Iron180s are out right now. Because that's how much Canon keys raffled. Aside from, you know, the Protos and the Plums. There's 200 of these out there. I think they all should have been delivered already. It would be really weird if they weren't. This was shipped across the continent to me. I'm in California. I think like QC and stuff's in like East Coast, so except if you're in like Alaska or Hawaii, your board should already been received, I imagine. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I certainly haven't seen any. I haven't seen a lot of builds. Certainly have seen more sell than build, which is really quite a shame, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. Do people realize extras? I don't know when extras are gonna come out. That is something I would like to know. Yeah, when are extras coming out? Or have they already come out and I've just totally missed it? I don't know. Ow. The temperature I solder on is really high. Way too high, actually. I almost don't want to disclose it because it's embarrassing. But I solder at 400 degrees C. And that is probably destroying my soldering iron. Certainly destroying the tip, so you can see the discoloration. But like, I'm doing fine with 400. And my soldering iron has like three cracks on it. There's one, there's two, and there's three that I fixed, but it's on this side. I really should get a new desoldering iron. I really should. And I certainly have a bit of a budget for it. I mean, not a big one, but I have some money laying around now. So I should probably do that, but no. This thing has been with me thick and thin for 3 years. This is pretty much the first iron I bought. Really, it's the second one, but it's the first decent one. It's a Mini TS100. Great little soldering iron, that's for sure. Oh, bent pin. Imagine having a solder pin clipped on one of these hearsay switches. Man, I would be crying, because not like I have any more of them than this and a few spares. Alright, come on. Oh man, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm not racing or anything. I have time, but still. And because I've already basically pressed all of these down, I feel no need to actually have to press them down to desolder these switches. Now, feeling no need doesn't mean that I should. I do need to remind myself that. See, maybe I do need to press them down. I'm not hearing any popping or clicking of the switches being newly clipped in. I think it's already on there pretty good. On there good, yeah. Some lingo. My soldering gun is a Hako SPPON number 20. It's a good gun, but it does break after a long while, and I've been using it for a long while, so... Ultra glides? Ultra glides. Like hyper glides? What are you talking about? What are ultra glides? I've never heard of that. All I've heard a switch that ends with glides is hyper glides. Basically, cherry retools. Oh. Yes, let's get switches that are so worn that its reliability might be in question. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, cool. A little pedantic. I mean, just really, really worn Cherry MX Blacks, or whatever switches you're gonna do. Oh, R&D. Okay. Sounds exciting. Oof. Oh. Yeah, I mean, well, you have a choice. Like, you can have multiple opinions on that. Because, like, there's some switches where people do make them really smooth stock already. You know, enthusiast grade stuff, do rock. You know, they come in very smooth and sometimes even lute, and those are great. You don't need to wear them down. But they have their sound signature. And if you're looking for sound signature, you're going to have to sacrifice some smoothness, perhaps, in your choices. Now, Cherry certainly sounds pretty good, but their switches are kind of scratchy compared to the Durocs and JWKs and all that stuff. So you have that trade going. Well, when you wear stuff down, like they're gonna be smooth no matter what. So you have that. You have the good sides of both switches. You have the smoothness of just really worn switches, really smooth, just worn them smooth, and some nice sounding switches. But like it does sound pretty pedantic. Like I'm gonna wear my switches down 320,000 times so that they're smooth, so I can actually bear using them. Like that sounds really pedantic. You know, just like a joke, but like well, it works. Just I don't know. I mean, my tolerance as a vintage person, my tolerance for scratchy switches is, I think, pretty high. I think it's higher than average. So, yeah. So I'm just here like, well, okay, you do you. You don't really need something to be that smooth. But, okay, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna mess around with you. You can do whatever you want. Oh, I think it's all soldered in. Oh shit, nice. Yeah, I think this board's soldered now. Now, we're not done, mind you. Now would be a good time to check if every switch works. Actually, there are better times, but now is good. I'm just gonna brush some dust off, nothing crazy. There's plenty of flux on this thing. I should grab like a toothbrush or something. Something a little tougher to brush the stuff off, because this is only a light brushing for dust. I'm trying to actually brush stuff off. Will this work? That doesn't work. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a toothbrush. Nah, I don't have any. Maybe I'll tape, but like, I think this is fine. Oh, my room smells like solder now. I actually do like a foamed sound, a muted foam sound. I'm really into that muted sound. I don't like the high pitches that most MX switches make. I mean, that's why I play Alps for the most part, because they make those sounds practically by default. But, so when I play MX, the rare occasions that I do, yeah, I'm gonna put foam on it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it for this board. One, because I don't have foam, and two, because I feel like that's doing a bit of a disservice to the sound research that went into this thing, which sounds way more grand than it actually is, most likely, but less complicated than it actually is, most likely. That goes into this thing, so I think I'm gonna do it a bit of a homage, and not use foam. See what the designers are thinking of when they are designing this board. Perhaps it won't even be remotely similar. The sound was unexpected. Maybe it even sounds bad, or who knows. Muting a keyboard certainly makes the sound nicer, denser, but they all sound the same. Favorite Alps? Like browns and ambers are cool. I mean, I certainly like SKCL browns and SKCL striped ambers. You really want to be in that sort of thing? Those are like my end games just because of how rare they are. But I don't expect myself to have them anytime soon. Right now, on the keyboard that's right here, it's called the Boring Box. It's an Alps, it's a custom I built with Alps, and I have blue Alps in it with green Alps stems, and it sounds dead because it's all metal. So I don't know what to do with it, but well, I'll probably want to do something to it eventually. It's hard to make Alps sound good in a custom because you want a thin resonant case for Alps. The sound signature of Alps comes with help from the really thin, resonant, kind of flimsy cases in a way. So there's the linear Alps will probably work the best with a custom. I think they will sound the best. Clicky Alps doesn't sound good in most customs. They really don't. There might be a way to make them sound good, but it's not easy. They're very roundabout. I'm just scraping all the flux off of my desk. There we go. Yeah, wood would be nice, actually. Here's the thing, though. You need the case to be really flimsy. Like, flimsy enough that... flimsy enough that it might be hard to, like, CNC it. You might have to injection mold it. So, like, for something like the NCR80, for example, if you can build that with Alps, I think it's going to sound amazing, and that's what I want to do. I bought one in China right now. And I hope to build it with Alps soon. Okay, so, anyways. Bora's assembly is built. I think it looks okay. Bit of accent in white, bit of accent in blue. The stabs are totally unknown. I hope I don't need to loop these. Let's pop on some caps. Because I have to align more stuff. Make sure it's okay and good. Yeah, English. My forte. Let's have this on. Ooh. It's been a while. This is pretty good, but it's definitely not representative. Like, it would sound totally different if it's in a case, so. I think it's good. So spacebar's good. There's my shift key. Let's put this on here. Oops, you can probably hear that. Oh, that's not a line. Oh well. I think that's not a line. That's definitely not a line. Okay. So that's not a line. Of course, this is... Of course, since I'm a vintage person, I have vintage components, so this is some OG cherry caps. Let's see. Let's see how aligned they are. I don't want to spoil what vintage cap this is yet, so I'm going to use some other keys to align. Nope, I want to use you. Actually, I can use you. I don't want to spoil it yet, but it's definitely OG Cherry. And that's not aligned. And that's not aligned. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I'm not going to be aligning it for long anyway. Okay, so... What the hell? Why does that look twisted? I'm going to close this thing. I don't want this thing to fall. I have my keycaps in a tray right now. Okay, how will I go into working on this, I wonder? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't pressed a button yet. Okay. I haven't pressed a button yet, don't worry. It won't get hot. Yet. My cap puller. Where is my cap puller? Hold up. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I do wonder. Aluminum plate would have been pretty nice. Would have been a nice choice as well, but I guess it's just too plain for something like this. Just too boring. Whatever. Gotta wait for this to heat up. Ow. How's that now? Hey, it actually moved it a bit. Oh, more torque. I think that's gonna be the best I can do. And like, it's not like it's misaligned. Yeah, you know what? It can't really misalign. It simply can't really misalign, can it? No, actually, no, it can't. It can totally misalign. What am I talking about? Also, I gotta remove the caps. Okay, but... Okay, the backslash is drooping just a bit. The backspace is drooping just a bit. Okay, I believe I fixed that. But why does the switch look suspiciously high? It's on there. Heh. Buckles. They abbreviated backslash wrong on the PCB. It's ANSI BKLSH, which is pretty funny. You know what? This is fine. I think this is already good. I don't think I need to mess around with it anymore. Hard to get this thing misaligned, really. I think I'm just gonna call that done. Okay. It's build time. Or rather, it's PCB checking time. Daughterboard. Daughterboard. Here you go. Ooh, Ziploc bag. That's a nice touch. You really do have to wonder, though, why is only this bag in particular a Ziploc bag? And why not the other ones? What's with that? Okay. I'm gonna test this board first. Well, I can't really say first anymore, can I? I've already built and soldered everything, and now I'm testing it. Certainly, I'm jumping the gun quite a bit. You really shouldn't do this. I highly don't recommend. Is that really the right way? That really is the right way. Okay, well, time to plug it in. And Iron180 setting up. Great. Okay. And keys are working. Wow. 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? This board might sound pretty good, but I need to keep myself contained. I simply need to keep myself contained. Actually, is there a VIA for the Iron180? Is there a VIA out there? Because I'm definitely going to need to configure some of this stuff. Like, definitely. Okay, well, all the keys work, so that's good. That means it's soldered on properly. And the PCB actually works properly. That's great. That's great. I breathe a huge sigh of relief. Because I certainly was banking on the fact that it works. I'll put this here, because I will be using this. I won't be needing this extra plus or extra arrow keys. Okay, so now time to assemble this thing. How? That's the question of the day. We go back. Actually, no. You know what? Before we even do that, let's put our desk mat back on. Let's put our desk mat back on. There's no more need to solder. Alright, I've already done that. I will need that. I won't need this. I won't need you. I won't need you. I won't need you. The rest on here. Fold the desk mat. Just fold it over. My desk mat is pretty gross, I will say. It's pretty gross. But now I can comfortably put this on here. And I believe how this is gonna go. I believe how this goes. And I think this is definitely how it's gonna go. Is this goes here first and foremost. And really, they didn't. Wow. Come on. Could have done a little better than that. There's no weird slotting or anything. It just floats in here. So what you have to do is that you have to align it Come on! Come on! Oh. Oh. What screws? Huh. Good question. What screws did I use? Actually, really good questions. What screws do I use? There's like a gajillion of them here. Maybe these? Are they really that long? Let me see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they are that long. You can swap it out for black screws if you so choose. There are black hex screws as well in the package. I don't care, so I will just be using the white ones. Or, no, silver ones. These are hex, not Phillips. I believe same size as... They're the same, okay. I believe they are the same size. No. What? Wait. Am I missing something? How the heck do you screw in this thing? How the heck do you screw in this thing? Are the screws the same? Can you swap them? Yeah, I think they are. They fit in the hole? No. What? What's with this? What's going on? Which screws are for the head there? Oh. Oh no. Looks like this build's not going to be complete. The screws for the USB doesn't exist because they forgot to ship it along. Man, oh, disappointing. What to do? What to do? Really, what to do? Fishing line? It doesn't. The holes are not through holes, so you can't just fishing line. I'm not gonna glue it on, and I don't think I have double stick tape. Yeah, I don't think so. So, huh. I'll do this. This is so jank. I'm just gonna build it in loose. Whatever. There you go. Now the board actually works, I think. Maybe it does. Yep. Oh, it's shorting itself out. Whoops. Don't do that. There's no, like, cable routing on the bottom of this thing either. So you're gonna have a pretty bad time with the cable here. Because if you're an indecisive person like me, you don't know where it should go. Should be okay as long as I keep it plugged in. which I guess I can. I totally can, actually. And now the top goes on. And now I need to... Wait. Okay, well... What moves did I do? What moves did I do? Because I have to screw in from the bottom. So I need to actually... This is awkward. It's really tight fit, too. What the heck? They made the Iron180 a really, really nice fit. But doesn't allow for much leg room when you're trying to insert in the board. It simply doesn't allow for much. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know what source of calamity. Everything should be aligned, though. I will simply build the board with one hand. I'll simply do that. Okay, top tip. Screw all of the screws in, but only lightly. Okay, actually no, we have another issue. Since this thing is porns. Okay, I'm just gonna put this thing over the edge. There you go. Here's the trick I learned from building not the Iron180, IDB60. Put the board over the edge and just screw from the bottom over the edge. It'll work fine. Now, you only want to screw it very lightly. As long as the screw's holding itself in there, that's all you want to do first. Because this is a gasket mounted board, you want to slowly increase the pressure. So you don't want to crank one side completely on first. That's bad. That's a bad idea. Okay, this should be enough. A bit dangerously over, but it's fine. It's fine. Ooh, actually, my caps lock alignment is pretty poor. That's almost touching the edge. Yeah, whatever. More likely than not, I need to take this thing apart anyway. I'll fix it then. Okay. Now this is why switch hitter is crucial, because the board's still plugged in. The board's still plugged in. It's gonna be pressing a gajillion keys. Let's start tightening these screws one by one. Oh yeah, you definitely want to go on a like an X pattern, because you will actually strip these screws out if you try hard enough. You will absolutely strip them. You have to be really careful with this stuff. Okay, that's tight. Okay. I mean, it sounds practically like any other board with these switches in it, which I guess is fine. Is my spacebar bent? Might be bent, I don't know. Okay, time to put the actual caps on this thing in. Let's put these on first, because I already have them out. So, I mean, if you know me, you know what I'm gonna put on this thing. Yeah. 355 SAT. It's a nice set that I like to use. Okay. Very cool. Okay, well. Yeah, the tab key is actually not, I mean, tab and enter and backslash and, what's the word? Actually, no, I think backspace is. Tab, enter, and backslash and shift is not from the SAT set. It's actually from a SAU set. So you have text plus icons on every key. And you have nice check letters, which is pretty darn cool. UI, OP. I'm not sure how rated JTK trays are, but JTK trays might be very underrated, especially for storing vintage keycap sets. It's really nice to have it stored nicely, because I usually just throw them in bags, but having it be like this, nice and stored and sorted, so you know exactly what you have, is very nice. No, this is Czech. So Czech from Czech Republic. Czechia, really. It's their thing. Swiss would be a different thing. Swiss would have actually. Well, here actually. Hold up. Here is a Swiss SGI granite. These legends, those are Swiss legends. These legends are not Swiss legends. Oops. Oh, this thing does look great. I'm really liking it. Although, ooh. Is that just me or... What the... What did I do? Okay, I think I'm fine. An arrow key. And, So here's the thing. I have bought all three... Well, not all three, but I have 3 sound keys for the Iron180. I have the brass, I have the E-white, and I have the graphite. And I have no idea which one to use. I think I have an idea, though. Yeah, you know what? I think I have an idea. I think I have a great idea. Although I will need to, you know, resolder some stuff. But I have a great idea. Here's my idea. Throw this on. Let's clean this thing first. Yeah. Have that there. There we go. That's a complete board. Awesome. Everything's screwed in. Oh, I'm done. Good God. That took quite a while. I have not typed on these switches in quite some time. Let's put the screws back. That would be a good idea, I think. I think that's all the screws. Oh, it's all built now. And actually compare this to the gray of my Iron180. Or not Iron180. My boring box here. Gosh, it's weird. I'm not a customs person. But having this be a comparison like this is pretty neat. As you can see, I quite like gray on, or beige on a gray keyboard. A few things to critique, actually, about the Iron180. Few things. One major one that I see right now. Why did they make this gap so big? Somebody miscalculated this gap. It's way bigger than normal. It stands out. Like a sore thumb. It stands out. And you see it every time you look at your keyboard. The gray on this board is like a different shade of gray to this, but there's a huge difference to it, I think. Certainly the chamfer on this board is way more than on this board. But they both are cool in their own way. Oh yeah, okay, let's try time out. Like, this thing is pretty heavy. But it doesn't have like a big brass weight. This thing is really heavy. And it does have a big brass weight. I can actually lift this thing. Oop. There you go. Put that back there. This here. I want to try this. Let me move the camera. There we go. There we go. Well. My index finger is not working right. Oh boy. Oh, 6 here all over. Right. That's probably why. Alright, well. Let's hear it. Where is it? Here. There you go. Okay. Oh, actually, I gotta position this so that you can actually see where the mic is. The mic is right here. Or, well, you can't see it. It's here. And I'm moving it up. Moving it up. Moving it up. There. There. It's there. 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 I think you can see it. Okay. Oh. Oh, linear is so weird. Oh, man. Do I feel the gasket? I think so. I mean, these switches are pretty bouncy as it is, but there's a bit of gasket in there. I'm actually rather impressed by the sound. In all honesty, these hearsay clears don't sound super great when you compare it to other stuff, in my opinion. But I think this is alright. The clack's definitely way weaker than normal MX Blacks. The spacebar sounds good. I mean, the board does move down. You can see it. Yeah. Well, there you go. Iron180. I really does stick out like a sore thumb. Real shame, somebody. They designed it wrong, pretty much. Anyways. I don't have much else to say. That I've already that I haven't set yet. Just this board just looks really nice. I really do like it. It's a great little board. Well, not really a little board. It's a pretty big board. But it's a pretty good board. Pretty great board. Yeah. Bit of a shame with the the daughter board though. Somebody really messed up with that. As well as the aluminum screws that strip out. That's also pretty messed up. But I can fix that. I still don't want to, but yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna head off, actually. I'm kinda out of time. So, I don't know, I'll try to do a typing test of this later TM, soon. Because who knows when I'm gonna upload again. I have a lot of videos stocked up, but I'm just too lazy writing the description. So, like, I haven't been uploading in. So, here's the Iron180. Looks pretty spiffy nice. Also, look at that silent enter key there. Pretty nice board. Pretty thin, too. Yeah, it's good. Alright, well, I'm done.